I just cut the corners off, and all I did was measure back 2 inches from the corner, and then just draw a diagonal line. I cut them with the skill saw, and it just won't hardly reach all the way through, so I had to go back and zip them off with the Sawzall. So just kind of makes it look a little more finished and gives it that diagonal look at the end. This is probably one of the harder parts of doing this, I think, getting the seat stretcher set, the first one. This is a piece of 6-foot stock. I had a piece of 12-foot that I cut in two, and I put a little angle out here on the end. Doesn't really matter what that is. I just made it off, I think, 3 and 2 and cut it. But the seat stretcher rests at 29 inches tall from the ground to the top. Right here is 29 inches. I marked it and took the level and run a line across there so I would have a good idea, and then you just split the difference of the width sticking out here. It worked out, I think it was 20 3/4, but you know, everyone's going to be a little different, so you just kind of got to work that out. And I'm going to attach that, and like I said, I did it with this series of 2 clamps and just kind of kept sliding it till I got it even. Okay, you can see this is the piece that makes the stretcher on the other side. And this is a tricky part of this. What I did was I took my square and I marked on the one we'd already put in right here on this side the distance where it touches to this inside leg. And then I just measured the distance from there to the end. And on this it worked out to be 34 1/2. So I went ahead and cut my piece and mitered it out here on the end, so that gives me square or a equal distance on my seat stretchers. And the reason I did it like this is because I didn't want to have to go through all the trouble of notching these seat stretchers in the middle. So I'm going to go and screw it in from the back side and then pre-assemble the other side and just set it up there and screw it all together at one time. So there's a little shot of how I've attached this on the back side, because once you put this other side on there, you can't get in there to do that. So the first one I did, I had all kind of toenails and put a block under it. It's just a whole lot easier. I'm going to give you a little glimpse of what the other side looks like. I've got it pre-assembled, and I'm just going to hold it up. All I did was find my midpoint and then put a spacer block in there for the leg, and then just attach my 2 34 3/4 inch pieces or whatever they were. And that'll be a whole lot easier than trying to piece that thing together on there. Believe it or not, it fit on the first try. And I'm just going to screw this together. Slid right in there, clamp that shut with some screws, and I'm off just a hair right here, so I'm going to have to cut this about, I don't know, 1/4 inch off. But that is a whole lot easier than trying to notch that, and that's super strong, so don't be anything to worry about. Look at the seat. It's just 2 2x6s cut 24 inches, and I found my center point and just set them on there, and I just flushed them up here at the end. And I'm going to go back and cut the corners kind of in a, I guess, 8-sided shape, and then go route around it. So just a little look at the seat. You got to have 4 of them. Alright, this is the last piece and probably the hardest piece to cut, and it turned out measured 19 1/2 on 45 degrees. So I had this 45-degree cut all the way out, and what I did was I laid it in here where it fit on both sides pretty well, and I traced it from underneath, and I just stuck it back in the miter saw and cut it off, and then I trimmed these ends off flat so that wouldn't be sticking out. So that is the foot piece. So when you're sitting on it, you just put your foot up there on like that, and you need 4 of those, and that is by far the hardest piece to cut, this whole thing. And just screw it down and you're good to go. Alright, I want to give you a little look at this table. I got it finished. There's the top. You can see the corners and the edges are all cut and rounded or routed. You got the umbrella hole in it. It's an 1.5 inch hole. And here are the seats. So anyways, hopefully somebody will buy it. Thanks a lot. If you got any questions, let me know. Thanks.